Hello, my good friends. So it's finally happening. Lawmakers in the House of Representatives are finally voting on the new government spending bill. House Speaker Nancy Pelosi has also announced that leftover stimulus funds will be put towards a new round of stimulus checks. So my friends, do make sure to stay tuned until the end of this video to learn about how you can receive more financial aid. Also, be sure to share this video on social media and with your friends and family. And if you're interested in entering this Friday's Walmart gift card giveaway, please stay tuned for the keyword
at the time and take great pride in. In fact, when I spoke to President Zelensky, I said, Billie Jean King sends you her regards and wants to know how she can help in an event. So here we are with very serious legislation on the floor today, and the legislative process, sausage making that it is, it's working its way. We'll be back on the floor shortly. We'll have a bipartisan omnibus bill, funding bill that includes $13.6 billion in funding for Ukraine, humanitarian, economic, and military, defense spending. A separate funding package to continue the battle about coronavirus that we are taking out of the omnibus, and of course,
Alright, my friends, so here is the breaking news. The House of Representatives is moving closer to a vote tonight on a $1.5 trillion omnibus spending bill to keep the federal government open and running. Democrats are working hard to pass the bill before the deadline occurs. The legislation, which is more than 2,700 pages, is a culmination of months of bipartisan negotiations between top Democratic and top Republican lawmakers. According to CNBC News, the details of the package, which funds federal agencies for the remainder of the fiscal year, were released earlier this morning, ahead of the Friday deadline for Congress to pass legislation to avert a partial government shutdown. Our lawmakers took big action today. Dispute over how to pay for the crisis-related provisions prompted House Speaker Nancy Pelosi to remove the crisis money from the bill. It is a move that Pelosi called heartbreaking. Republicans had demanded that the $15.6 billion be offset by cuts elsewhere, and that Democratic leaders agreed to cover half of the costs by using leftover money from previous crisis aid. But that earned objections from some Democratic members who said their states already had plans to spend the funds. So to alleviate a potential time crunch in the Senate, the House was also poised to vote on a short-term continuing resolution that would help the government agencies running through March 15th if the omnibus spending bill does not get to President's desk before the end of this week. The legislation includes $730 billion in non-defense spending, a 6.7% increase over the fiscal year 2021, which Democratic Senator Patrick Leahy, head of the Senate Appropriations Committee, has stated it is the largest increase in 4 years. It also provides $782 billion in defense spending, a 5.6% increase over last year. Senator Richard Shelby, who is a top Republican on the appropriations panel, said during the course of negotiations on the deal that he insisted upon dollar-for-dollar parity for defense and non-defense increases. Nancy Pelosi and Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer praised the bipartisan deal, saying in a statement it will help to fund Biden's key domestic priorities. They both had told reporters this bipartisan agreement will help us address many of the major challenges that we face at home and abroad, from the crisis and to the need to lower costs for hardworking American families. As the House convened this morning to move towards taking up the sweeping spending package with procedural votes, Nancy Pelosi issued a letter to her Democratic colleagues that sought to lessen the concerns about how the $15.6 billion for crisis response will be paid for. Pelosi said that the Biden administration She identified $8 billion from the American Rescue Plan programs that have expired, with money left over. Do you think that House Speaker Nancy Pelosi should have removed the $15.6 billion in crisis funds? Please leave your thoughts in the comments section below. Now here's some great news for student loan borrowers. The Biden administration dropped a new hint this week that it may further extend the freeze on federal student loan payments for tens of millions of borrowers as the White House weighs a final decision. Education Department officials instructed the companies that manage federal student loans to hold off on sending required notices to borrowers about their payments starting. But the directive is the clearest indication yet that the Biden administration is leaning towards another extension of the crisis relief. White House Chief of Staff Ron Klain said that an extension was under consideration by the Biden administration as it still grapples with a broader question of whether to cancel large swaths of student debt. The administration has not said publicly how long an extension it may consider. Monthly payments and interest on federal student loans have been suspended since the president signed the CARES Act in March of 2020. Monthly payments and interest on most federal student loans have been suspended since the prior president signed the CARES Act in March of 2020. The former president and Biden administrations both extended the relief through executive action multiple times. Friends, the keyword for this video is March. If you would like to enter this coming Friday's Walmart gift card giveaway, please click and like my videos. Comment below this keyword and additional keywords from any video of mine that you watch. And please do make sure that you are subscribed to my channel. Most recently, the White House in December reversed course at the last minute and announced it was once again extending the payment pause after much pressure from a wide range of Democrats. And by that time, the department and its contractors had already sent millions of notices to borrowers about payments resuming. The department's guidance to loan services this week reflects the logistical challenges that the agency faces when it comes to switching back to the massive $1.6 trillion portfolio of student loans that has largely been frozen for the past 2 years. That is the end of my daily stimulus update video. Thank you so very much for joining me here today. I greatly and truly appreciate all of you who are watching my videos every single day. Please do me a humongous favor, friends, and share this video with your friends and family if they need more reliable and accurate stimulus news information.